YouTube. I just got home from work. I am really tired today. I got up really early and couldn't get back to sleep. But I decided that I was going to do this video today, so I'm going to do it. I wanted to do this video on ovulation predictor kits and middle schmerz, and also I wanted to give a small update about what's going on with me and Brian. So first, I just want to do a quick update. Brian and I had really good timing these past few days, and I ovulated. Actually, I think I ovulated early this morning. I'm really excited because it's like kind of it's on the edge of it being either my cycle day 15 or cycle day 16, which is even earlier than last month, which means the medicine is working better even than it was before, which I'm so excited about. I have a completely normal cycle now, and I'm so excited. I'm really hopeful about this cycle, and I really hope that this is the one. I'm planning on testing on January 1st for New Year's. I'll be 10 days past ovulation, which is still a little early, but it would just be so cool to get a New Year's positive. So that's the day I decided I'm going to test. I'm going to try and not test before that because I am known to test at 7 days past ovulation, 8 days past ovulation. It's going to be really hard not to test, but I'm going to try and wait it out, and hopefully doing this video will help. Okay, so now I want to move on to, I want to say, I know I ovulated. I track my ovulation multiple ways, and I've tried a bunch of different ways. I've tried OPKs. I've done OPKs in the past, and I do them now. I'm temping now. I did temp once before I was on Femera, but it wasn't fun. And I also check my cervical mucus, and I check my cervical position, and then there's another thing that I have just recently discovered is this middle schmerz stuff. But first I want to talk about OPKs and how do you use OPKs and what's a positive OPK, what's a negative OPK, and all that great stuff. So first I want to show you the kind of OPKs I use. I use the CVS brand OPKs right here. They're CVS brand. You get 20, and they're about $20, I think. You can get them. You can get OPKs called Wanfos online that are a lot cheaper. They're very similar to these. I've never used OPKs a whole lot in the past, so I don't really want to buy them online because then I'll just have tons of extra left over. Because you buy like 100 at a time. Now, how you use OPKs. So what OPKs do, they are tests. They test your urine for luteinizing hormone, or LH. Now, luteinizing hormone is a hormone that spikes right before you ovulate. It actually causes the egg that's in your ovary to be released. So before this luteinizing hormone spikes, there's an egg that's sitting in your ovary, it's growing, it's maturing, and then your estrogen spikes first, and then your luteinizing hormone responds to that and spikes. And once that spikes, that is telling your ovary it's time to ovulate. It allows the egg to be released. So this test is used to just try and find that ovulation time, that right before ovulation. So the way you use one is they should come with a little cup. The one I use comes with this little cup. Or you can use any kind of cup, really. And you actually pee into this cup, and then you take an OPK, you stick it in the cup for 10 seconds, and then you set it on a dry surface that's not absorbent, and you read it in like 3 minutes. And unlike a pregnancy test, if you see a line on a pregnancy test, it's positive. Any kind of line, it's positive. On an OPK test, if you see a line, it's not necessarily positive. The line has to be as dark or darker than the control line. It has to be that's the only kind of positive. You can see a line there, but if there's a line but it's not as dark as the control line or darker, then it's not positive. So I'll show you now what a negative looks like and what a positive looks like. So the first one, this is a negative OPK. Try to get it to focus a little bit. There we go. So this is a negative OPK. See, this line over here is lighter than this line here. This is the control line. This is the other line. And then this is a negative OPK. Now, this is my first positive OPK. It's just barely positive, but it is positive. It's just as dark as the control line. Barely, but just as dark. This was my first. So this is the test line. You can, it actually, in this light, it looks like it's a little lighter, but that's because of the way the lines are on these tests. But it is trust me, it is as dark as the control. Now, I want to show you one that's really positive. This is my OPK from this morning. And my LH was way high this morning, which I was so excited about. So let me show you this test. So this is the test line, and this is the control. It's hard to see on here, but this is actually darker than this one. I was so excited. I've never had one that's darker before. So those are what positive and negative OPK tests look like. Now some of you might not get any line at all, and that's normal. If you continue to not get lines throughout your cycle, that is not normal. So I would look more into other stuff then. So OPKs can tell you lots of great things. It can tell you where you are in your cycle. It can actually, the luteinizing hormone is very similar to human chorionic gonadotropin, which is HCG, which is the hormone that that tells you you're pregnant. So if you have leftover OPKs and you don't have any pregnancy tests, you think you're pregnant and you want to test, use an OPK. If it's positive and you haven't started your period yet, if your OPK reads positive and you haven't started your period yet, then it's probably going to be a positive pregnancy test. That's one of the cool, interesting things about OPKs, because but it doesn't work the other way around. So like, if you were to take a pregnancy test close to your ovulation, you're not going to see a line. But you can use OPKs to kind of manipulate into seeing, like having an extra pregnancy test almost, which is cool. Okay, so those are the OPKs. The way I test, I usually wait a few days after my period, and then I start testing once a day in the morning. As I get closer to my ovulation, I'll start testing twice a day. Read the directions in your OPKs. Some will say to test in the morning, some will say to test in the afternoon. I've heard both. My OPKs say to test in the morning, but like I said before, once I get closer to my ovulation, I'll test twice a day. I'll test once in the morning, once in the evening, just to see, like, I want to make sure I catch that spike in hormone.